Guys, it is Saturday and it is time for our Saturday chat. There's quite a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to get into it. Give me just a second because I think it works out better when I'm using this mic. Where the background noise from the fan and all. Um, Anywho, um, and I've discovered that I kind of like the camera up at this angle because you can see Sandy, and I think the lighting is a little better too. I just have to turn to talk to you. Um, I don't know. It probably won't always be this way. But before I get into doing my makeup, I want to cover three things that happened. Two in particular are extremely tragic. So let me get into that with you. The first I want to talk about is we lost Olivia Newton-John on Monday. I cannot even begin to tell you how hard this hit me. My sisters and I have always been Olivia Newton-John fans, but we particularly loved Grease, and it was just our thing. Excuse me, and we knew every line, every word, every song, and we must have seen that movie, and this is not an exaggeration, hundreds of times. I kid you not. And my dog's name is Sandy. So hearing that we lost her, and of course it didn't hit anyone harder than it did her family, her husband, her daughter, her niece, those closest to her. But I feel like the world lost a truly, truly beautiful soul. I mean, she was so lovely inside and out. She just was an amazing human being altogether. And she has a foundation that, hopefully this fan isn't too loud in the background, but it's a little bit warm. So I'm going to turn this. I hope that might be a mistake. I might need to turn that off. So she had battled breast cancer for many, many years. And she would go into remission, and then it came back, and I read that in the last few weeks of her life she couldn't walk. She wasn't walking anymore, and she was in quite a bit of pain. And so now she's free of it, but according to her family, she never complained at all throughout any of it. And that, I can believe that about her. Her husband posted on her Instagram, our love for each other transcends our understanding. Wow. Every day we expressed our gratitude for this love that could be so deep, so real, so natural. We never had to work on it. We were in awe of this great mystery and accepted the experience of our love as past, present, and forever. At Olivia's deepest essence, she was a healer, using her mediums of song, of words, of touch. She was the most courageous woman I've ever known. Her bandwidth for genuinely caring for people, for nature, and all creatures almost eclipses what is humanly possible. It is only the grace of God that has allowed me to share the depth and passion of her being for so long. In her most difficult times, she always had the spirit, the humor, and the willpower to move things into the light. Even now, as her soul soars, the pain and holes in my heart are healed with the joy of her love and the light that shines forward. Our family deeply appreciates the vast ocean of love and support that has come our way. Onward ho, John Easterling. What a beautiful tribute to her. So she will forever be missed. And sadly, this week, did my video just cut off on me? No, okay. We also lost Anne Heche. She was 53 years old, and this story is truly tragic. And disturbing, really. She battled addiction for a long time, and for those of you that, even Johnny Depp fans that may not remember this, she played his wife in Donnie Brasco. So I'm sure this has hit Johnny as well. But I'm sorry, I need to take a drink of my tea. I don't want to be disrespectful. Excuse me while I'm talking about this. My sinuses just. But she was in a car crash. She was like speeding down this neighborhood road, and she crashed into someone's home. And it was just by sheer miracle that the person in the home wasn't killed. But she suffered just obviously life-threatening injuries, and they had her on life support. But then they pronounced her brain dead, and they just kept her on life support because she wanted to, she always wanted to donate her organs, so that's why they did that. But it I was flipping through my TikTok and came across Rosie O'Donnell. And she was saying something about this, and she said that she's the one that used the word disturbing, and I thought that is the perfect way to describe this. And she mentioned something about fame, and I think about this sometimes, from time to time, that fame is not, I look at like famous people, celebrities and actors and musicians and all that, and I'm like, they've always got all this, first of all, their schedule. They're up before most of us. I bet they get like a few hours of sleep at night, and, then they're up again. I mean, and look at Elvis Presley, with him having to turn to medications, and I'm sure it probably starts as just, I need something just so I can sleep, Then I need something so I can keep going with this crazy schedule that they've got me on, I mean, and then with the bodyguards and the crowds of people that fans who, although, I'm sure very well meaning, they just want to show their love and their support and, be close to people that they idolize. I am sure it is very daunting for the celebrity. And to have no privacy, fame brings you money. and can probably buy you anything you want. Um, but it comes at a price. You know, you've got people that rip you off. You've got people that you trust stealing from you, um, using you. You don't know who your friends are for real, I'm sure family comes out of the woodwork, that you haven't talked to in years. Um, and then there's the drugs, the addictions that happen, the alcohol and all of that, just to get by, just to get maybe some form of escape from it. I can't even imagine. And Anne Heche dealt with addiction for such a long time, and they said that when she died, she had cocaine in her system and possibly fentanyl as well. Um, it is such a tragedy. And the woman's home that she hit, this lady lost everything, you know. Um, and I have not followed up with that yet. So if anyone there knows how that woman is, please, I'm sure she's shaken up, beyond repair. But as far as her home and all goes, if anyone has an update on that, please feel free to put it in the comments for the rest of us. But this was a truly something that could have been prevented, and that's what makes it truly disturbing and truly tragic. It could have been prevented, and those are the worst kinds of deaths, I think. So, condolences to her, the people that knew her personally, and to her family. And I think, guys, we need to, and this is just such a small channel, and who's going to hear this? I don't know. But I think we as like regular folks need to really step back, and we need to realize that the actors, the performers, as much as I'm sure they love our attention and our love, I think we need to realize that that is what they do for a living. That's their job. How would we feel if we couldn't step out of our doors without being bombarded, if we couldn't go to work without cameras in our face all the time? I joke and say that, Johnny Depp and celebrities like him must love their bathroom time, because it's probably the only time when there's not a camera in their face, Excuse me, my sinuses. And even then, I'm not so sure. Um, and the other thing that I want to talk about is Amy Grant. Now, this is not a tragedy. It's just she had an unfortunate accident on her bike. Her husband, Vince Gill, says that she's making progress every day. She was unconscious for 10 minutes. She hit a pothole and was thrown from her bike. And luckily, she was wearing a helmet. Amy Grant was the first concert ever that I went to. When I was a youth, I was very heavily into church. And this must have been like in the beginnings of her career, because she was performing at a local, excuse me, a junior high, I believe it was, auditorium. And I don't remember if tickets cost anything. If they did, it wasn't much for me to have been able to go. So, I think I lost my camera again. Let's see, is it still there? Okay. And it was just her sitting on a stool with her guitar the whole time. That's why I'm thinking this must have been in the very beginnings of her career. This was back when she was doing, excuse me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about my sinuses, guys. A lot of yards got cut this week. um, But this was back when she was doing um, Angels Watching Over Me. She was doing that one. Can't sing at all in my sinuses with this. She did, I did one of her songs in a little while when, in my high school talent show. I don't know if I can remember how it goes. Got a ticket coming home. Wish the officer had known what a day today has been. Do you remember that? Then I stumbled through the door, dropping junk mail on the floor. When will this day end? But then your letter caught my eye, brought the hope in me to life, 'cause you know me very well. And I'll bet you wrote me just to tell me in a little while we'll be with the Father. Can't you see him smile? I can hear her backup singers in my head. Ooh. In a little while we'll be home forever. In a while we're just here to learn to love him. We'll be home in just a little while. That sucked. I'm so sorry. Takes me back to my high school years, but I am happy to hear that she is making recovery. I had not kept up with her career, so honestly, to find out that she was married to Vince Gill was kind of a surprise to me. I feel like I had read that somewhere before. But yeah, so she was hospitalized on July 27th after she fell off her bike. I think this was in Nashville. Yeah. She was bike riding with friends in Nashville. So her husband says she is making progress every day. Vince Gill made the announcement at one of his concerts, at Ryman. Says she has a concussion and needed a lot of downtime, peace, and quiet. He said she hit the pothole and was thrown from her bike and hit her head hard and was knocked out for about 10 minutes before being transported to the hospital by ambulance. But he says she's getting stronger and more alert every day. So thank God for that. Now, about to take my glasses off so I can do my makeup. And while I start working on that, why don't you look at this video, some first pictures coming out of Johnny Depp as King Louis XV, being filmed, I believe, at the Versailles. Is that how you say it? In France. Okay, got the makeup done. I don't know why. I don't think I'm doing anything or going anywhere this weekend. I also wanted to move the camera down here a bit. Let's see if I can set it here. Will it stay? Will you stay? Will you stay? Yay, it seems to be staying. Okay. So we're going to start wrapping this video up on a really good note again. Did I lose my camera? No, I did not. Alright, so Johnny Depp is to receive yet another award. Just can't stop the man. Comes from the National Beat Poetry Foundation Incorporated um, tweet Twitter account. Johnny Depp, actor, artist, musician, will be given a Lifetime New Generation Beat Poet Laureate Award via video during the National and International Beat Poetry Festival 2022 award ceremony, which will be held on Saturday, mark your calendars, September the 3rd in New Hartford, Connecticut. So it's going to be via video. So I don't know if it's going to be recorded or live, but I'm sure they're going to post it on their Twitter or their website. So congratulations, Johnny Depp, on that. I think that is so awesome. So, man, wow, he did his, and I've got my Saturday Johnny Depp mug. I almost didn't use this one today. I don't know, I almost grabbed my sunflower one, and then I thought, well, it's kind of become a thing where I use my Johnny Depp mug when I do my Saturday videos. So let's see. Johnny Depp has gone from straight from the trial to his tour with Jeff Beck to making the movie as King Louis the 15th. And, and he's getting this award. And then last year he filmed without, we didn't know he was keeping things from us, Johnny. He was filming this little short thing for a video game, the trailer for a video game, just that's what I'm talking about with the. He probably enjoys it all. I don't know, but that's what I'm talking about, man. The fame, what it does to you, just keep busy, Oh! The other thing, cannot forget this. Dior. We love Dior, don't we? Because they have continued to support Johnny Depp, and he just renewed his contract. It's for several years. So, and the first video, I think it's the first commercial, is it? Of that is out. So, yes. He just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Like the Energizer Bunny, man. I don't know how he does it. Before I end this video, I did want to say that I watched the movie Elvis last night. Now, I am a huge Elvis fan. And I'm a serious Elvis fan. Let me just put it that way. I've seen every movie made about him, every movie that he's done. And not just his movies, but his music. His music paved the way for all the music we have today. I mean, come on. And I was very prepared and also I'm glad I was able to watch it in the comfort of my own home. My niece set up Vudu, and she bought the movie for the whole family, so that was really nice of her. And I'm glad I was watching it by myself, because at the end of it I was flat out bawling. I was very prepared to be critical, because I know that some of the things in the movie were not accurate, but I was able to look past that, because I saw what they were trying to do, and they really humanized Elvis in a way that no other movie about his life was able to do. And I thought, Tom Hanks did an amazing job playing Colonel Parker. But this young man that played Elvis, did he look like Elvis? Not, not to me, but he sounded like him. I mean, for reals, really. And but I didn't even care that he didn't look like Elvis. I was into the story, and they just they showed and they didn't focus on the drugs and whatever, you know. They told his they told the very human story of the loneliness, the anxiety, the need to keep everybody happy, and he tried to get away from Colonel Parker. I believe that Colonel Parker was a narcissist because he used emotional manipulation, financial abuse to control Elvis. And that's why I was crying at the end of it, because you think that they're in control of their own lives, but really, are they? Because you have all these people that are dependent on you for their livelihood, to put food on their table, to pay their bills and take care of their families. And that's a lot of weight on somebody's shoulders. So as much as he wanted to get rid of Colonel Parker and fired him in front of the whole world, really, he couldn't, because everybody was so dependent on Elvis. And Colonel Parker kind of had him by the balls, so to speak. And I believe that night, I think Elvis gave up. I think he just went through the motions at that point to fulfill his obligations and do what had to be done so bills could keep getting paid, and he didn't want to let anybody down. And I think, it's apparent by the way, he literally just kept gaining weight and kept doing more drugs. And my parents actually had the opportunity to go to that last concert in '77, and they didn't go. Why, I have no idea. But I remember as a little girl hearing the news that he died, and I went in my room, because even then I was an Elvis fan. I went in my room and just, I bet I cried for days. But that's because then I cried because the Elvis that I got to know through the movies and the music died. Last night I was crying because I got to know a different Elvis. A lonely Elvis, one that suffered anxiety, and one that just had the weight of the world on his shoulders. One that wanted to do things his way, wanted to be happy in what he was doing, but he couldn't, because now there was all these people depending on him, and he was stuck under all this financial obligation. It made me sad. It made me really sad. And I don't know if Elvis actually said this, but one of the lines in the movie that he said was that he didn't feel like anyone would remember him. It's a conversation he had with Priscilla. He didn't think anyone was going to remember him. That's when the tears started flowing, and I was like, not remember you? I think I actually said that out loud. Can't forget him. Even now, his music continues to break records. He is the all-time best-selling artist ever. Even now, and not remember him? It's sad that he died thinking that. Because his world was this bubble. I remember Johnny Depp saying in one of his interviews that, he doesn't leave the hotels. Although he's such a master of disguise, he probably could if he wanted to. And maybe he has, I don't know. But can't just... There was a time when Johnny Depp could go shopping with his family and whatnot. I think that was probably before Pirates. I think once Pirates hit, I think that's when things changed for him. Maybe. So, yeah, the fame. It's not enough money in the world for me to want to do that. I definitely recommend the movie if you haven't seen it. I mean, it's not like I'm giving any spoilers away. We all know what happens to Elvis. But the thing that hit me hard, too, was he was 42 when he died. I'm 11 years older now than he was when he passed away, and it just made me realize, wow, how young. And his life was never truly his own. Just kind of makes you... If you're an Elvis fan, I can tell you the movie's going to kind of make you miss him all over again. You're going to... and I'm choking up. You're going to feel that loss all over again. And they did such a phenomenal... Now, this might be a spoiler, but... So, just warning. At the end of the movie, I mean, they did such a phenomenal job with the makeup on this young man that played Elvis. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. I was really into the thing. But they did a clip of, the last concert that he did where he's singing Unchained Melody at the piano, and you're watching the actor, and all of a sudden he just morphs into the real Elvis. And it actually took me a second, and I was like, wait, that's actually a clip from the concert. And so the rest of it is, they were showing actual clips of Elvis. And then, and of course they put all their facts on the screen at the end of the movie. And I was like 42 years old. Yeah, even sitting here talking about it, I'm feeling just very... Y'all can laugh at me if you want to, but when I turn the movie off, I shouldn't share this, but I'm going to. I turned the movie off, and the whole line, no one's going to remember me, I've done nothing, is what he says. And I just stopped and out loud spoke to Elvis, his spirit, whatever. And I just said, we can't forget you, And I just had a brief little conversation. Just a moment there, just to let him know, just to tell him, and I'm sure he's seen everything, since, from heaven. I don't know what you believe, but yeah, I mean, to think he did nothing, that he wouldn't be remembered, if that's true, if he said that to Priscilla, that tears me up, because he died thinking that. And then nothing's farther from the truth. I think Elvis will still be remembered long after you and I are gone. Yeah, so I definitely recommend the movie, but I also recommend some tissues towards the end of it. once it starts to hit you how human he really was. We had him up here, the pedestal, but in actuality, he was just a simple boy from Tennessee. And I stop and ask myself sometimes, because I see a lot of similarities between Elvis and Johnny Depp. I've done a video on this. And and not just him, but, anyone in his position, do they feel the same? Do they feel like they haven't really done anything, or they won't be remembered, or, all the pressure to continue to perform and do this and that because there's so many people that depend on them. So I think that is disturbing. I think that is sad. Do they do it? Do they continue to do it for themselves, or do they continue to do it for the fans, for their families, for the bills, all of the above? Man, what I wouldn't give to be able to interview Johnny Depp and just ask some real questions. Not as a performer, but as a person, and how all of this has just changed his psyche. His bubble. What is his bubble like? Kind of regrets. How has it affected his relationship with his family? Does he feel like he has to keep going? I'm not sure if he'd tell us the truth, only because I don't think he'd want to burn bridges or rock boats or hurt feelings. But anyone in that position, the weight of it all. Not that Johnny Depp would ever do an interview with me, because who's going to see it? Well, if he's in the interview, people will watch, but yeah, I'm nobody. But I definitely recommend the Elvis movie. Sure. If they did do a movie about the trial between Johnny and A.H., who do you think would play Johnny Depp? I can't think of anyone that would come close to being able to fill those shoes. My stomach is growling. I'm sorry. I just kind of drifted into my own world just then because I was thinking about the movie Elvis, because it did have such a huge impact on me. And like I said, they did such a great job telling the story from a human side. And there's probably a whole lot about Colonel Parker that y'all didn't know. I knew these things because I am, like I said, a serious fan. But there's a lot, and I won't give any more away, but he was not I believe he was a narcissist. I really do. Anywho, are you guys liking the Sims? Me showing you my Sims content on here? I had a lot of trouble with my computer yesterday. I don't know why. Programs weren't working right, and my Sims kept freezing up on me when I was doing the screenshotting and the recording. I guess technically I could make a new channel for that, but I don't have time for a new channel. So I hope you guys don't mind. I told you this channel is eclectic, and you'll get a little bit of everything on here. It is basically for narcissistic abuse recovery. So there'll be a lot of that content, some Johnny Depp content, and some, and then anything else that strikes my interest, or that I find, that I want to talk about. So I guess that's everything, guys. There's nothing else really to talk about today, so I don't want to just run up the video just staring at you. You guys have an awesome, awesome weekend. I know this probably won't get up until late Saturday afternoon because I know editing is going to take me some time. But I love you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I know every now and then I can't seem to get over the 210 mark on my subscribers. I gain 2, I'll lose 2, I'll gain 1. It's, sometimes I might post something, and I know that's the way it is with every channel, that someone may not like it, so they'll leave. They'll be like, oh, this isn't for me, but again, my channel is eclectic. I talk about this, that, and the other, so it's a little bit of everything. But one thing that I try to stay constant is my Saturday chats with you. So I will talk to you guys again soon. I'll be working on week 5 of the 40 weeks to freedom from the narcissist. And that one's going to have to do with affirmations. I love you guys. God bless. Talk to you soon.